All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Dietrich, and I called this training Adaptability. And I just wanted to go over a couple of items because we are in this time of uncertainty. And how you doing? And I just wanted to go over a couple of things because, right now there's a lot of questions. People are talking about the new norms, talking about adaptability, talking about how can we can change the way we're doing things, and I just wanted to go over a couple items in this training thing because leaders adapt when there's chaos, there's things going around. They adapt, and good leaders recognize the time to adapt and not to panic. So I wanted to share one thing that John Maxwell said. He said recently, adaptability, the adaptability to change or to be changed to fit new circumstances is a crucial skill for leaders. Yes, and John Maxwell has a lot of wisdom. I mean, over the years, since the 70s, just bringing tons of wisdom and added value to everybody. And it's just amazing. So adaptability, how does that begin? What does that look like? And I always think about the mindset. That's the first thing before any leader has a concept of adaptability. Their mindset has to be in the right spot. And myself, a little background on myself, was back in 2008. I was out of the military at the time. I joined the military in 1994 and got out in 2003. And then I became an entrepreneur, which was very exciting. It was an exciting time to be an entrepreneur. The real estate was booming at the time, and we jumped in, we dived into the real estate. And then 2008 came, and a lot of people do know, not too many young people know, in 2008, the real estate bubble occurred. Well, it was almost like a drop kick, needless to say, to us. When that occurred, I was like, wow. And I began to freak out a little bit. And we were like, what are we going to do? We're losing money in our real estate. We're losing money in our investments. Our savings account is dwindling. And so we went through a big crisis at the time for us and a lot of other people too. But the one thing that I do remember was that a leader once told me at one time, when you're faced with something like that, do something. Do something. Do something that leads to positivity and growth. Do something that leads to your success. And it stuck with me. Even though I was like, oh, what am I doing? What can I do? We're losing business here. Our renters are not paying. We're getting behind on our mortgage. Do something. Take action. Yes, take action. And so what I do? I said, look, man, the only thing I can do right now is I gotta get another job. And guess what I did? I hustled and I found another job. I went back into the reserves. So I was in the reserves. I started working at the TSA. I was working at a car wash. I was working with the property management. I was hustling, but myself, that was for me. That was what I did, and I had to get into that mindset of like, look, I can sit here and I can retreat. I can sit here and freeze, or I can move forward, just like other successful people have done. And moving forward, that takes some thought, some creativity, some calming down in your spirit and saying, what can I do? Yes, it is tempting to retreat. It is. But the benefits of moving forward are even greater. So let me talk about something. I talked about going through the bankruptcy and what we went through. And back back then, let me back up a little bit. During that time of the real estate, we did have to file bankruptcy, even though we were trying. But in that, we learned lessons. But I was able to get a job that sustained us. So the action that I took did benefit something, even though we had to go through a bankruptcy. We did come out of there with a better job, a better outlook. Even though there was a setback, we did still move forward. So the lesson to learn from there. Adaptability. Okay, so what can we do now? What can we do now to adapt in this time of crisis with the COVID and everything else like that? There's a couple of steps. And this is going to be kind of tricky because some people don't want to do it. And I laugh because sometimes people don't want to trim the fat. And I'm not talking about weight loss here. But sometimes you might, hey, even right now, you might want to start trimming the fat. You never know. But trimming the fat meaning in your life right now with your family and your business, how can you trim the fat of some of the things that you don't really need at this moment that can help sustain you during this time that we're in a bit of a crunch? Or let me give you some examples here. Trimming the fat. Like, what are some of the bills that you have right now that you can say, well, do we really need to have that account with this, cable bill or whatever the case may be? And right now it's just fluff. And it's actually taken away from your resources, because right now we want to be resourceful and not wasteful. Okay, resourceful and not wasteful. So what can you do there? Can you trim the fat there? All right, what are some things that you can defer right now? Meaning, if you have a mortgage, if you have a business account, can you talk to your mortgage lender or this business account that you're making payments on? Can you ask for a deferment? So right now, they passed a bill to help stimulate the economy. So right now is a good time to look into those things. There was a CARE Act, which had some things in there, including student loans. I saw some of those things there. Talked about student loan deferments. What can you do right now? Hey, right now is a good time, while you have the time, to look up these things, dig a little deeper on what you can do for deferring payments. Save money on your account. Preserve your budget. Okay. Budget. Going right into that one. All right. Right now is a good time to look at your budget and say, what are we actually spending on that we need to cut down on? And right now, everybody's cutting down on stuff, but what can you do to even further that to help you? So when we get on the other side of this, you're looking way better. You're not as strung out or stressing over things because as you got into it, you can come out better. And you can come out better to where you're not in the same situation, just in case, not saying, just in case another event occurs, that you won't be so stressed. Savings in the budget. Some people don't save. Right now is a good time to say, what can we trim? What can we save for future cases, for future needs? And a lot of people went crazy on the toilet paper and saving on that. I mean, yeah. I don't know what to say about that. Let's move on. All right. Adapting. We talked about moving forward. We talked about freezing. We talked about retreating. We don't want to retreat. And I know if you're coming into this call here, whether right now or on a replay, that you do not want to retreat. You want to move forward and adapt for the better things to come. Let me give you another story of adaptation. Somebody put something funny about Costcolandia. Yes, God will provide, and Costcolandia is a great place to shop. Another thing about adaptation, and the reason why the mindset is so important, because I got to go back to the mindset. During Hurricane Michael, when the hurricane was coming through in the Panhandle. We were all preparing. I was in the Florida National Guard at the time. We were all preparing for the arrival of the hurricane to assist the people in the Panhandle. We had all of our preparations done. We were ready to go, and we were ready to support the people of Florida. And we were also, as a state, we were calling on other states to come in and help out, because a lot of our folks who were National Guardsmen were stuck trying to help their own situation at home. So when those things occur, we try to call on other states to help out. So we had some other people coming in from Alabama, and we already had an agreement with this landowner in the Panhandle to use his land as a staging area for emergency responders coming in, emergency help to come in, to go on into the Panhandle to bring assistance and aid to the Floridians in the Panhandle. Well, for some reason, this person was like, nope, I'm not helping. And it caused a lot of chaos because we were relying on that individual, because we had people coming in to start staging. Well, as you can imagine, that created a lot of chaos, because at that time there wasn't too many people available to say, hey, I'm going to give up my land to bring all these trucks in and just occupy and be able to stage and move forward resources. Well, it got a little chaotic, and people were panicking, rightly so, because we had all these resources coming in and people were relying on us to bring aid. Well, in the midst of all the chaos, the way I am, and a lot of people know the way I am, I stay calm in the midst of the storm, which is God's gift to me. It was built upon, because when I was younger, I would not be so calm if something came up. But God gave me that to me. And through that chaos, I just did a couple of searches and reached out to the president of a university that was in the Panhandle. And I just simply asked, I said, hey, look, we need some help here. This other guy down the street said he doesn't want to help let us use his land because he wants to use it for something else. Can you help us out? The guy was like, yes, I love the military. I want to help out. The university opened their doors wide open to us, and we were able to not stop operations and continue operations and provide continual support to the people of Florida. And the reason why I say all that is because when we have the right mindset to look for solutions and adapt when faced with chaos, calmness of mind can bring solutions. It's almost like when people sometimes go to sleep. I've heard stories like this before, and it happens to me too. Just when I'm ready to get to bed, I'm in my full state of calmness, I get ideas. Or when people go take a shower, sometimes they get hit with ideas because they're in a state of relaxation, a state of calmness, and a mood that brings confidence or ideas or solutions. So as leaders in the midst of crisis, time right now is for us to say, instead of looking at all the bad news, what can we do now to bring solutions? Adaptability. That's a key thing. Adaptability. Calmness of mind, mental state, solution state. So let's see. Right now, call to action. Call to action. I challenge you guys right now. What can you think of right now that can help you move forward in positivity? What can you think of right now that can help you to trim the fat, so when you come out on the other side of this pandemic, you're a lot better? And not to mention the adaptability piece, what can you continue to do so if there's another crisis, I'm not saying there will be, or maybe even a short-term crisis or an emergency, you are prepared for that situation. Okay? Let's see. Oh, also, I want to leave this with you. And it's one of my favorite verses from the scriptures. It is, it states right here, it says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. Okay, very, very important. And let me give you the scripture of that. It is out of 2 Timothy 1:7. 2 Timothy 1:7. So, out of all of that, adaptability, keep the proper mindset in the situation of crisis. Keep yourself calm and look for solutions, because you will find them. Whether they're short-term solutions or long-term solutions, even little solutions like trimming the fat, looking for how in the next time, some of the things you can do now to prepare for future situations. Okay, calmness in the storm will always bring solutions. You'll find a way where there is no way. Okay, and one last thing. I'm just going to give a reminder, everybody. We have the Leadership Accelerator coming up the 20th of April. Go to my Facebook page, my business Facebook page, go to the event section, click on it, sign up. You're not going to want to miss this. You're not going to miss it. It's going to be awesome. We're going to go over 5 different principles of leadership and how to be a leader in this day and age and to be successful and to go to the next level. Okay. Again, the Leadership Accelerator is coming up on the 20th of April. Okay, it's going to be online. Go to my business page, which is Coaching You to Success. It's Coaching You to, the number 2, Success, at my Facebook page. And go to the event section and go ahead and sign up. Okay, it's a paid event, so you gotta make sure you sign up for the event on the Facebook page, and then go ahead and pay through PayPal. All right, and if you have a different way, you can't pay through PayPal, just direct message me and we'll figure out a way to do it. But don't miss it. You don't want to miss it. You're going to want to learn all those 5 different leadership principles that made me successful when I was in the military, and it'll help you to shorten your learning curve from learning how to be a successful leader in 10 years down to 5 successful principles, and you can learn it in our 3-hour event. All right, guys, God bless. Take care. Thank you for being here. And remember, calmness in the storm, adaptability, calmness of mind will help you bring solutions as a leader. All right, y'all take care.